What do you care about?
I care about the big problems facing my generation and hers.
I care about protecting our planet from climate change.
And our rivers from single-use plastics.
So there's a world worth growing up in.
Don't want to end up like him.
I care about everyone getting an education.
Because we wouldn't be here today
without a scholarship.
I care about treating and preventing cancer.
Like the cancer we lost beautiful Laura to.
I care about young people's mental health.
Because no one should have to face anxiety or depression alone.
And I care about families fleeing war and violence.
So here at the University of Birmingham, we are taking action on these 5 big challenges. But we need you.
You can help our trees to help us all breathe easier.
You can help take action on cancer to find the right treatment for every patient.
You can help find treatments for anxiety and depression.
You can help communities support refugee families.
And you can support essential scholarships and share your expertise as a mentor.
So young people like me can go to university.
And me.
And me. And me.
So tell us, which matters the most to you? It's time to take action for our generation and the next.
I attended the AEP Summer School in 2017 now, and it was the best week ever. I remember Ansar telling us at the beginning of the week that it was going to be the best 5 days, and it really was. I met some people on that summer school that I ended up being best friends with until now, to this day. The ambassadors that have come on to be at university with me, we're really, really close. I had a mentor at the AEP Summer School, and me and her now are still really close as well. Overall, it's just made me a much well-rounded person, and just looking back on those days now on graduation day, I can't believe how long ago it was.
Hi guys, my name is Neve Wilson and I'm on AEP this week. I'm on the humanities stream wanting to study psychology at Birmingham. So I'm going to be doing vlogs throughout the week, so hope you enjoy it.
We can do it, and we're on this programme for that particular reason, and if it wasn't for many of the people in this room, we wouldn't have been given that opportunity. And so I'd like to thank every single one of you for giving all of us young people the chance to reach our potential even further. If we want to, if we want to put the work in, we can do it.
On A-level results day, I was ecstatic. I remember going to sixth form instead of looking on UCAS in the morning, so I didn't want to know if I got in or not. I wanted to get my results first. I remember opening the envelope with my dad, who's here on campus with me today, and it was just like that thank you moment of just all the hard work and all the all-nighters and everything paying off finally. So that was an amazing day.
It's A-level results day and I've just collected my results. I got the grades that I needed to get into Birmingham, so I'm so excited to be starting my psychology degree in October. I just thought I'd take this opportunity to thank all the sponsors that supported the summer school that I attended last year, as it was such an amazing experience and I met some lifelong friends there, and I just want to thank you all for your support in enabling students like me to be able to attend Birmingham.
The bursary actually enabled me to be able to travel from here back to Bromsgrove and from Bromsgrove to here as often as I needed to in first year, which was kind of essential because it was around the same time that my mum was ill with a stroke, and so I was also needed quite a lot at home. It enabled me to be able to take her shopping and take her out and do all the things that maybe my dad was struggling to do, trying to run a business and a household and stuff. So that bursary enabled me to just be there when I was needed to, what time it was, it didn't matter. So that was really amazing.
It was my first week in a sixth form, my brand new sixth form that I just started, and my mum unfortunately suffered a stroke. And you kind of learn from quite a young age that the world doesn't stop just because something bad happens, it carries on. And that's where, the A to B programme kind of levels the playing field. It's just bringing us back up to where we would have been if life would have given us the same opportunities as everybody else. Being able to have the freedom that the scholarship gave me when I started uni, I was able to move into halls, and I was very aware that I was going to struggle because I knew that my mum needed my support in that time. But I also really wanted to have the experience to get into uni and get in halls and meeting new people. And so having that scholarship gave me the ability to get like an annual train pass to back and forth to Bromsgrove. So it really gave me that opportunity to just be there when I needed to.
So I've been a part of the mentor scheme this past year at uni, and my mentor Paul, unfortunately we haven't been able to meet up in person due to COVID, but we've been able to have Zoom sessions every other Friday, and it's given me that structure that I've really needed this year. Due to having online lectures, it's kind of been that one thing in my diary that stays the same. It's been life coaching, it's been career talks, it's been giving me self-confidence when I've been feeling a little bit down in the dumps. It's just been that thing that's really like pulled it all together and made me crack on over the weekend coming after it. It's just been perfect. So I couldn't thank him enough. It's been absolutely amazing. I would say a massive thank you to all of the alumni that have supported students like me. Without the scheme, I definitely wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be stood here in my robes, graduating. You know, I've made myself really proud and I've put in the hard work, but it's with the support of the alumni that's enabled me to do that. So just a massive thank you, really.
I declare the congregation open.
Good morning. A round of applause, please, for our wonderful musicians. Deputy Pro-Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the university, family members, friends, and especially graduates, a very warm welcome to you on this wonderful occasion, one of the first degree congregations we've been able to hold in this most magnificent and majestic of settings since 2019. A big welcome also to those of you who are unable to join us in person and are watching online on our live stream from around the world. Graduands, today you graduate from a university with a long and proud story. It's a story founded on the vision of Joseph Chamberlain in 1900 to provide a university for the people of Birmingham, a great school of universal instruction, taking all knowledge in its province. A story that continued at the start of this century, with us becoming the first UK university to establish its own comprehensive secondary school, a university teaching school open to students of all abilities from across the city of Birmingham. Indeed, this is a university that has always sought to teach, to test, to extend and apply knowledge in the broadest range of disciplines, a breadth illustrated throughout this very building. Outside, the friezes beneath the domes depict engineering, metallurgy and music, and behind me, the spectacular south window portrays commerce, medicine, the arts, physics and more. This great hall itself has a remarkable story. When it was opened in 1909 by King Edward VII, it was described as the greatest glory of this, the original civic red brick university. Its story encompasses not only 100 years of examinations, graduations, and prestigious functions, but it also served as a military hospital during the First World War, as an emergency gym in the Second, and most recently as a COVID testing facility. The global pandemic has impacted all of our lives in ways that we could never have imagined 2 years ago. You have adapted, persevered, and shown more resilience, ingenuity and tenacity than any graduating cohort that this hall has ever seen. We're proud that you have overcome all of the challenges to achieve your degree. Indeed, in a world where a generation of children have had their education disrupted, the contribution that you can make with your degree as a foundation has never been more important. You are extraordinary people, and we're here to celebrate your achievements. You studied at the University of Birmingham because you wanted to be part of a great place of learning, to test yourselves, to equip yourselves for the next phase of your life. Your experience will not have been what you were expecting. But wherever and however you have done it, you stand today having overcome all barriers and having achieved your goals nonetheless. Graduation Day is a day to tell stories, the individual stories of each of you, the students of all ages, backgrounds and nationalities who animate this great university. Behind each of the names we read today is an individual chapter written into the history of the university. This ceremony marks a momentous occasion and a significant chapter in your stories. It's a chapter that has been made possible through the continued support and tireless dedication of all those who join us in the Great Hall today, as well as others spread around the world. We're delighted to welcome family and friends, parents and partners and children to celebrate this important moment in your lives. The best things are always achieved together with others, even if the final push was yours. Today marks the end of one kind of relationship with the university and the start of a new one. Today you become members of a distinguished family, a family with over 350,000 members in more than 170 countries around the world, the alumni of the University of Birmingham. Our alumni engage in an astonishing array of projects and professions, and we look forward to witnessing your own professional achievements and successes being added to the list in years to come. Do stay in touch and tell us what you're up to, whether you're teaching, training teachers, helping set education policy, or doing something completely different. You and those who are with you have many reasons to be proud today. We share in that pride, and I will take great pleasure now as I admit you to your degrees.
Pro Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the University, I present the names of these graduands as listed in my programme, both in attendance and in absentia, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees. College of Social Science, School of Education, Doctor of Philosophy. For research into why teachers become special education needs coordinators in England, Graham John Dobson. For research into the history of disabled children in institutional care, Alison Margreta Leitner. For research into the Ionist ontohistory of education, Nicholas Stock. For research into teachers' experiences of inclusive education within their maintained mainstream primary schools, Chelsea Levinson-Obank. For research into the cultural historical factors that impact on the work of educational psychologists with young people aged 16 to 25 years old within a local authority setting, Sashvinder Mandar. For research into how staff experience the operation of a special needs resource space in a maintained primary school and developments to practice informed by staff perspectives, Francesca Mary Ware. For research into Keynes' interpretive validity argument to support assessment claims and decisions in nurse education, Susan Assester Blyden. For research into school leaders' implementation of change in sponsored academies, Caroline Elaine Entwistle. For research into the effects on social media on the production of teacher identity, Stephen Richard Lane. For research into inquiry-based learning in postgraduate professional healthcare teaching, Elizabeth Ann Stevenson. Master of Arts, Character Education, Maliha Abdullah. Adrian McLean. Giselle Stephanie Solana Keane. Education, Leah Rachel Dolan. Marwa El-Gaibi. Felita Gorwa Jalia. Sun Kiwa, Lucy Kate Nicholson, Nancy Zine Owaha, Shani Wu, Ren Yi. Education, Comparative and International Perspectives, Hannah Louise Ray Jones. Education, Inclusive and Disability, Maram Abdul Rahman Abdullah Alawish. Maran Brekhan Al-Hati. Caroline Meredith Enright. Education Leadership, Yaoling Zijgo. Samuel Mason. Education, Social Justice, Jade Gironi. Grace Onyekachi Oji Chiboa. Tate Thomas James. Rachel Rayan Vargas. School Improvement and Education Leadership, Jeanette Marie Weir. Social Research Education, Inderjit Singh Bains. Teaching Studies, Sadia Ali. Georgina Marie Alsop. Madeline Appleby. Thomas Anthony Barr. Lucy Rode Beardmore. Maria Begum. Heather Ashley Birtles. Amber Dorothy Blakemore. Daniel Bolzan. Annabelle Mary Borthwick. Alexander Boyle. Naomi Bramley. Zoe Burleson. Eve Andy Chambers. Katie Martin Christopher. Lauren Grace Clark. Jade Collins. Roisin Collis. Holly Joanna Cowell. Nicola Dowds. Lydia Duffy. Jasmine Edwards. Angela Fincher. Charlotte Adele Flinter. Thomas Andrew Garner. Shauna Grace Graves. Emily Rose Greatbatch. Mariah Hassan. Faizan Janjua. Ivo Avelo Kortazov. Alicia Lawley. James Marvin. Anna Josephine McComish. Abigail Milligan. Maisie Murden. Katie O'Malley. Emily Palmer. Sharia Poshetum.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hope Virgo graduated from the University of Birmingham with a degree in sociology in 2011. It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce you to her as the Alumnus of the Year. This is in recognition of her campaigning for support of those with eating disorders, an area in which she has made a difference both qualitatively and quantitatively. One meaning of the word alumnus is to nourish, and while Hope has drawn from her many life experiences to be where she is now, the nourishment and support she found at her time at university to drive through her difficulties has helped her to now provide significant support for others. The university has 350,000 alumni across the globe, and the continuing connection and dialogue between our alumni and the university enriches us both. Alumni follow careers and achieve success in all areas of activity, including business, volunteering, the arts, sports, research, the media, and indeed, education. Hope's contribution to support those with mental health issues and eating disorders is substantial and impactful, forged from her own experiences and insight. Hope's story may be known to many of you, but to summarise, she'd struggled with an eating disorder for many years, culminating in a spell in hospital after her weight had dropped below a critical level. Following her recovery, she undertook her degree in sociology at the university, graduating in 2011. As well as the academic skills developed through her degree, she built and maintains a strong network of supporting friends. Indeed, this nomination was instigated by one of those students with whom she went through part of this journey. Hope's reflection and frustration with her own situation drove her to focus her energy outwards. At the time, eating disorders were not always considered to be a mental health issue, and treatment was only instigated when triggered by a specific loss of weight. Hope likens this to being denied treatment at accident emergency because your leg isn't broken enough. Many of those with eating disorders are not underweight, and we increasingly see this recognised more widely. These conversations are facilitated in no small part by Hope's pioneering work. Hope has instigated the Dump the Scales campaign, arguing that diagnosis and treatment are far more complex than reaching a simple trigger weight. Alongside this, she actively promotes the positive message that recovery is possible, evidenced by her own activity and achievements. Her campaigning has become broader, bringing in consideration of the wider diet culture and the relationship with food that we see all around us. She reinforces the message that you can always be thinner, but you won't always be happier. In 2017, she published a brutally honest book, Stand Tall, Little Girl, drawing on her own experiences. This book outlines the complexity of the situation and provides a roadmap and reassurance for others in a similar situation. The pressure on mental health and diet culture has only been accentuated by the pandemic. Hope recognised this and became even more active with online and social media and providing peer support groups and advice for those whose health and weight issues came under even greater pressure during isolation. Hope continues to campaign. The key to getting her message across are her communication skills coupled with her passion, drive and perseverance. It's worth looking at the three components of what defines an Alumnus of the Year. These are perseverance, persistence and boldness, the ability to make important things happen, and contribution to the university, community and professional fields. Many alumni can satisfy one of these, some can satisfy two, but very few can demonstrate their actions have led to achievements in all three. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the university, I present Hope Virgo as Alumnus of the Year 2021.
Thank you so much, and yeah, what an absolute honour to be here today. So when I started university, I'd been out of a mental health hospital for just a few weeks. And on my first night, as other freshers were getting really excited, kind of the free drinks that we were being given, I spent my evening masking what was actually going on. I was scared of what I was about to go through, counting calories in my head, ruminating over every single thing that I was having. I told myself when I went to university that the only way that I was going to be able to stay was if I managed to stay well. For me, that was my motivation, to stick to my meal plan on a day-to-day basis and stay focused on that end goal. It was at that point that I started writing my book. It just began as a way to process my feelings, to kind of get things down on paper, quite cathartic in some sense. But most of the time, it stayed under my bed, pushed further and further back, blocked by this increasing kind of volumes of questionable fancy dress that we had as the years went by. In the end, my 3 years at uni ended up pretty normal. Lots of nights out and somehow managing to get a degree. I then did what the done thing was back then and went straight into recruitment. A job that I absolutely loathed for the entire year. I cried pretty much every single evening, every single Sunday, trying to find a way to not go into the office the next day, and I wanted to leave all the time. I'd pretty much lost my entire purpose. In fact, I was so unhappy at that point that I allowed my other half to convince me to quit my job and to move to the middle of nowhere in northern Thailand with absolutely no plan whatsoever. It was during these months of being away that I began to put my pen to paper again. But I was realizing more and more in that moment that I didn't just want to tell my story, but I wanted to bring faces and lives and other people's stories out there to try and get people to understand that all of the statistics that we see on a day-to-day basis have people's lives and families and friends behind them. It was then that I began to realize more and more that it wasn't just me that was struggling, and this was no longer just about myself. In 2016, I suffered a relapse, and after trying to access treatment on the NHS, unfortunately, I was told I was not able to because I wasn't actually underweight at that point. I spent a couple of months trying to get myself back on track, working with my own support network. And after about 6-7 months of coming through that relapse, I realized that this was not something that was just happening to me, but it's something that happens on a day-to-day basis to thousands of people across the entire country. People are being told they aren't thin enough. People are turning up at their doctor and being told they don't look like they have a GP, look like they have an eating disorder. And whilst this isn't the fault of the NHS, it's a much bigger issue, it means that there were so many people out there who were struggling, so desperate for support and weren't able to get it. And I'm sure there'll be people in the room today who have actually faced that kind of treatment. It was these stories that then began to act as a catalyst to the work that I do today. So I decided to take a bit of a risk. I quit my full-time job and began to work for myself. I published a book and spent my weeks traveling from school to school all over the country, trying to get the message out about eating disorders, trying to educate people on what they really were, but also, as was mentioned earlier, trying to reiterate that message that full recovery is possible. As the months went on, I met more and more people who were struggling. My frustration at the lack of government action and patronising responses meant that I knew that something bigger had to be done. So in 2018, I launched the Dump the Scales campaign, a campaign that began initially calling for the scrapping of BMI around eating disorder treatment, and then grew into something much bigger, looking at education for all frontline staff, looking at proper ring-fenced funding for services, and making sure there is an end to the postcode lottery for all age groups of people with eating disorders. When we look at eating disorders at the moment, we know that they are still one of the most stigmatized illnesses. They have so little support and treatment. And I knew that the only way to make this change, to kind of implement this to happen, was to really start talking about it. Today, the petition has reached over 110,000 signatures. I've taken it to Parliament a number of times, gone to Downing Street with it, and most recently launched a report with Ernst & Young, which was the first report to actually look at a social cost of eating disorders on the UK. My advice to you today is to follow your passion. Don't settle for what you think you are supposed to do. Don't be shy about failing or making mistakes. And remember, a career has so many different side steps and false starts. And finally, if it's okay to say, please don't forget to add your name to the Dump the Scales petition. Thank you everyone for listening to me. It's been an absolute privilege to not only receive this award, but also to speak to you today. I wish you all the best of luck with your next steps. Thank you.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the University, I present the names of these graduates as listed in my programme, both in attendance and in absentia, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees.
By virtue of my authority as conferring officer, I admit those persons listed in the programme to the degree for which they are to be presented.
Master of Arts, Teaching Studies, Kristen Payne. Francis Robbins. Elizabeth Riles. Rahima Sadiq. Jake Sexton. Nabila Farhat Sharma. Lucy Ann Smith. Annabelle Jane Smith. Lee Philip Smith. Sharon Deep Sodhi. Hannah Start. Helena Terry. Gemma Underhill. Francesca Mary Joan Upton. Naima Whitehouse. Catherine Williams. Catherine Yates. Master of Education, Bilingualism in Education, Monica Antchuk. Claire Penrith Frost. Education of Children and Young People with Vision Impairments, Rachel Maureen Jordan. Educational Leadership, Mark Christopher Stowe. Rebecca Teague. Inclusion and Special Educational Needs, Danica Abella. Stephanie Azapardi. Elizabeth Ann Briggs. Matthew Cillier. Bryony Alexandra Fall. Sophie Lilius Lawrence. Rania El-Hadi Hassan Muhammad Ali. Chloe Elizabeth Reeve. Charlotte Amber Richards. Alexandra Jeanette Wild. Warda Zishan. Severe, profound and multiple learning difficulties, Mercedes Ann Dare. Social, emotional and behavioural difficulties, Gemma Francis. Claire Elizabeth Hendley. Special Education Autism Adults, Samantha Louise Hiles. Bibiana Cade. Edmund McCaddy. Andrew James McKenna. Philippa Jane Richardson. Niall Andrew Smalley. Young Sun Yu Gardner. Special Education Autism Children, Alison Jane Bowles. Michaela Jane Chapman. Cara Davies. Kylie Michelle Ellis. Emma Jane Furness. Samantha Jane Gilbert. Mark Hayward. Susan Jane Lenehan. Kathleen Margaret Marshall. Hayley O'Callaghan. Lynn Pashby. Sarah Lee Quick. Lisa Diane Vincent. Amy Louise Wright. Special Education, Education of Learners with Hearing Impairment, Amy Claridge. Master of Science, Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Vanessa Lee. Ridwan Limpo. Bachelor of Philosophy, Marianne Louise Bell. Sarah Ellen Driscoll. Victoria Durso. Rachel Moran. Bachelor of Arts Education, Rebecca Soars. Doctor of Education, for research into the representation of female celebrity academics in the British media and their role in higher education, Joanne Elizabeth Richards. Master of Arts Education, Yunrun Yu. Teaching Studies, Rizwana Hussain. Mohsin Alam Khan Mazari. Master of Education, Special Education, Autism Children, Victoria Rose Buckley. Master of Science, Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Yang Zhan. Bachelor of Arts Education, Sana Aziz. Ikra Noor. Education and Sociology, Hannah Martin. I'd now like to introduce the student representative who will give a speech on behalf of the graduating cohort, Hannah Ray Jones.
Thank you. Good morning. It is an honour to be here today, and I would like to begin by thanking the University of Birmingham for giving me this opportunity to speak on behalf of my graduates. I'd also like to thank everyone who is here to celebrate our achievements. I'm sure without your guidance and support, the journey would not have been the same, so thank you. As graduates from the School of Education, we have had the opportunity to undertake a unique perspective during our studies, in which we were questioning, debating, and exploring the very concept of knowledge and learning that we have embarked on ourselves as students at university. I understand this may sound a bit philosophical for a Tuesday morning, but stick with me. As we are all aware, education is so integral within every society, at a local, national, and global level. The utilisation of this process has been fundamental to underpinning change within society, as we learn from the past, evaluate the present, and prepare for the future. Prior to studying education at university, both at undergraduate and postgraduate level, I was completely unaware of what education can be, and that this process is not simply located within the four walls of a classroom, starting at the age of 5 and ending at the age of 18. One of the things that makes an education degree at the University of Birmingham so unique is the ongoing emphasis on the direct relationship between education and social justice. The power of education to promote ambition, understanding, critical thinking, and social change is highly influential and reflects the value of this concept and its role in underpinning our studies whilst at university. The emphasis on critical thinking and putting social justice, equality, and appreciating diversity at the forefront places us as graduates from the University of Birmingham as unique, valuable, and integral to our global future. For this very reason, I wish to take a moment to congratulate my fellow classmates, not only on their individual achievements, but also to recognise the significance of our successes for the wider society. Our dedication and commitment to understanding and developing education is integral to our common goal of achieving a thriving and flourishing society. Whether it be undertaking roles as policymakers, head teachers, youth workers, or educational psychologists, or anything else related to education, you should all be proud of your achievements and recognise the significance of your studies, not only on an individual, but collective and societal scale. This graduation ceremony is particularly special to me, as it ends my 4 years at the University of Birmingham. Having completed my undergraduate degree and then my master's, my time in Birmingham has been so influential in shaping who I am and my outlook, values, and goals, both in my career and my personal life. There was so much that I didn't know about myself and the world when I left sixth form, and in the past 4 years, both the university and the city itself have supported me and provided many opportunities to develop and explore my interests and passions. I have taken on many roles within the university itself, in the outreach team, supporting the School of Education on open days, and undertaken multiple society positions and sporting activities. The varied array of opportunities at the University of Birmingham, coupled with the diverse group of people I have had the pleasure of working and studying with, have been vital to my time here, and is something I feel very lucky to have found as part of my student experience. I have been educated both in and outside of the lecture theatre, about myself and the world around me. I think we can all agree we are not the same people that arrived at university on day one, and we have all benefited massively on a personal and professional level from our time here. It is this holistic and all-encompassing experience that makes me proud to be a graduate of the University of Birmingham. Sadly, whilst this time at university is over, there is so much we're going to take away from this experience. I would like to end on something that has been a consistent part of my learning at university, and that is that education is never over. There is no end point at which any of us have completed education. This is something that's often forgotten the further we move away from our formal schooling, and we can so easily bypass everyday experiences and opportunities that could open us up to so many new perspectives, prospects and ideas. With this in mind, I want to leave you with a quote that reiterates the link regarding education and social justice, and may encourage you to reflect on how you understand the role of education in your life and community. The quote reads, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world." These words from Nelson Mandela truly encapsulate the significance of everything that we have put so much time and effort into during our studies. With enough time and attention and space, education may be the answer to so many questions and challenges that we are currently facing. Thus, whilst we can all be educated, and there is no limit on what we can learn, there is a limit on how much time and resource that we have to make a change. Therefore, I encourage you all to take every opportunity that comes your way, to learn more, continue to improve, and to fuel the lifelong learner that we all have inside. Congratulations again to my fellow graduates. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.
Graduates, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the university, family members and friends. Many thanks to our student speaker, Hannah Ray Jones, for giving that speech and speaking for the graduating cohort today. You started this ceremony as graduands, and now, after many rounds of applause and carefully choreographed walks, you're graduates, alumni of the university. The hard work's paid off. Congratulations to you all, and congratulations again to our Alumni of the Year, Hope Virgo, who gave a really inspiring speech, I thought. It's an enormous privilege to be able to congratulate you all and to witness the sense of joy on your faces and to experience the immense pride evident in your family, partners and friends who are here to share on this memorable occasion. And your success serves as a testament to this great university, and you should be proud of yourselves as we are of you. As you graduate from the university, you can be confident that you're leaving the university with something of real and lasting value. The University of Birmingham degree is valued by the country's top employers, and they recognise that the university not only provides you with an outstanding education, but also equips you with intellectual confidence, knowledge, and transferable skills required to thrive in your careers and to make a difference in the world. The fundamental value of your degree is in what it represents about you. Your own personal growth, study and experiences during your time with us. A degree from Birmingham is not easily obtained. It requires perseverance, tenacity, personal resilience. And the circumstances in which we found ourselves in the last 2 years has called for an even greater level of determination and commitment. Many of you will have faced significant challenges. Whether you've recovered from COVID-19 yourself, spent periods self-isolating, coped with studying or working from home, or taken on extra caring responsibilities. Some of you will have experienced the sadness of personal loss. You will know the ways in which the pandemic's affected you personally, and you should be proud of all that you've accomplished in the face of that adversity. Your degree is something to be cherished, and something which we trust will provide you with a foundation on which you can build the rest of your lives. Today, we welcome you into the University of Birmingham alumni community. Being a graduate of the University of Birmingham means you're part of a distinguished group that includes Nobel Prize winners, world leaders, Olympic gold medalists, successful entrepreneurs, inspiring teachers, and groundbreaking clinicians. But it's the culmination of many thousands of achievements of all our graduates that make our university so great. The achievements that will make in your careers and the successes you will achieve in your personal lives and the impact you have on those around you. The university was founded with a clear vision for changing the city of Birmingham and the lives of those living in it. We've got a long and proud history of philanthropy. Our founder, Joseph Chamberlain, set about raising the money required to build this university and the famous clock tower. He chose to seek to raise that from philanthropists. More than 100 years later, we're continuing to fulfill his vision of transforming lives with our fundraising and volunteering campaign, which is called Birmingham in Action. It's an ambitious and innovative campaign which offers life-changing opportunities for young people, regardless of their background, and is already supporting a broad range of groundbreaking research projects that will transform the world for future generations. As alumni of the university, we hope that it's a campaign that you can be proud of, and I'd encourage you to join many others across the community by getting involved, sharing its impact, and becoming part of it as your careers unfold. In this way, you'll help continue to change the lives of future generations of Birmingham students who will be experiencing the same feeling of celebration and of achievement in years to come. Wherever you find yourself in the world, you can be assured that you'll always be part of the Birmingham family. We hope to welcome you back in the future for further study, to come to an event, or simply to enjoy the green space. You know that we'll be here to provide you with advice, to support you, and to celebrate with you as your lives and careers develop. As we draw our graduation ceremony to a close, and you look forward to celebrating away from the pomp and circumstance of today's celebrations, let me close by thanking you for everything you've given to us and to each other during your studies with us. The University of Birmingham would not exist but for its remarkable students. Each one of you has made your own contribution to this institution and left a legacy for future generations. The university's motto is per ardua ad alta, through effort to high things. Your achievements, which we've commemorated today, embody that principle and should remain an immense source of pride both today and in future years. As you commence your next chapter, I wish each and every one of you success and trust that your experiences at Birmingham will continue to shape your lives. I declare the congregation closed.